Hi, we're back. Oh man, right. I've had dinner, and an ice cream, and yeah. So we're just gonna finish this damn thing off. Okay, we're loading into the game now. We're gonna get the last of this done. Oh man, it's legitimately just this epilogue. We gotta talk to people, which will take about an hour, and then we're all done with Baldur's Gate 3 for the time being, and I can move on to something else tomorrow. Hopefully. Maybe. I don't know at this point. Oh my lord. It's been a long series, though. Very long series. Very, very fun, though. I think the epilogue, just to wind things down here, is a good thing. So, yeah. And I did look up the... Oh, hang on. Stop my comment as always. I just looked up the Constitution thing happened with Jaheira. So, with your third... Yeah. You're the third companion you talk to, which I guess Jaheira was getting scratched as a companion. Aww. But yeah, with your third companion, you'll get a constitution check to not eat their brain. Which is a little bit silly. Like... I don't like it. Particularly if you're, like, if you were a wizard who has low constitution or something, I don't know. It's annoying. I probably can figure out my character sheet. I don't have access to my other characters, so I don't have access to... Huh. But yeah, I don't have access to my other characters, so I don't have access to the Constitution necklace, which is kind of sad. Which would be really helpful. Or maybe it might be in a chest somewhere? Oh, the clothing chest. Man, I can't wear any of it because I'm a fucking lizard. That's really cool. That's really nice of them though. You can like dress up for the party. Okay. Well, I guess we'll start with Shadowheart and we'll talk to her and we'll go through the same options we did.
You seem well. Trudy. I had no doubt, but wondering mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by one of my first... Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, and the... He seems to be doing well. In it, well, don't worry. I know that I have hopes that perhaps you might turn from Shah, and I'd like, but enough about me. Don't be a
Okay, let's pick animals.
Familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak around the thing he has in his...
It's so nice. I missed your smell, but this thing I found, I certainly have. You know best.
Okay. And then we talk to Jaheira.
Well now, your higher form has brought with it some high... Same twisting alleys for the Baldurian. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for all your travels. I hope you have arrived where you want. Guard, I must...
Huh. It didn't do it this time. Weird.
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking, well. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
He's on yet more trouble, I presume.
Always, my friend. But the villain I must needs slay today is my greatest yet. A deadline. You won't be surprised to find I'm soon to publish a little holiday read about our adventures together.
Ooh.
I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think? terribly sorry, but you mistake me, my friend. I'm only accepting complimentary feedback at this time. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft, and you could just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
Yeah, it seems like maybe it won't do the thing yet. I don't know. I'll make sure to save before it does. Hey, Tara.
Oh, right. You. Hello. Yes, I'm certain it is. As for you, well, I've heard congratulations are in order. You helped Mr. Dicarios save Baldur's Gate from the Absolute, isn't that right? And you made significant sacrifices to your well-being by the looks of things.
Mm-hmm. Sacrifice, yes, but I'm happy to.
Yes, I'm sure you are. You ought to come visit myself and Gale when you're able. If you can extract yourself from whatever responsibilities mind flayers might have.
I quite like that. Thanks for the invitation.
Send word by pigeon when we've need of you. I used to have a taste for them, but a great many things have changed in recent months. Ta-ta, darling.
There you are.
Oh, bloody hell, you just appeared out of nowhere.
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in. Professor Gale Dicarios of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion. A pleasure to remake your acquaintance.
I became a professor! You, a teacher? I'd hardly say you're the best example for impressionable young wizards.
I think it makes perfect sense. Who better to warn of the perils of misusing magic than someone who was once only a wayward sneeze away from destroying a mid-sized settlement?
That's a point. That's a good point.
Remind me of those terrible times, Mr. Dicarios. My blood pressure has only just recovered.
I fear my students find me somewhat intimidating due to my, explosive former reputation. Seem to put the fear of the gods into them.
Maybe it's because Mistred's on your arm.
To be more specific.
If you're a Mistred's probably a good thing.
Surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last. Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils.
Say from experience, you're an excellent teacher.
Ah, so you still remember our little lesson. It was at that moment, the weave connecting us, that I realized how much your friendship had come to mean to me. As it still does. Teaching you was hardly an effort at all. Not like my present cohort of apprentices. Oh, they try their best, of course, when they can manage to stay awake.
Teenagers.
Take of them. Nothing a well-placed swipe from Tara can't fix, though.
Man, I want to be Gale's best student, just to be able to have the honor of petting Tara.
I almost feel sorry for the devils in your path. I mean, I don't, of course. Sure, they deserve it. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'll be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'll have plenty of questions for you.
I'll have many questions about the nature of my psionic powers.
Never fear. My students are as open-minded and generous a bunch as you'll find north of the Chiontha. And I'll remind them of their manners.
Tara will as well.
Of course, you'll be most welcome to stay with me in my tower.
Sorry, Tara's tower.
My apologies, Tara. That would be our tower.
God, I love Tara. She's
Give us
adorable.
plenty of
Adorable
time to
Tristan.
catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come.
All this to speak, you would save his temporal lobe for last. Deep language, learning, memory. He must have the buffet table at this party bears pie, punch, and cocktail sausages. No respite shall be had at this pitiful smorgasbord.
Okay, let's make a quick save and pray. If we need to roll a 13 or higher, which means we have a very, very low chance because of my luck. Holy shit, nat 20! Thank you, RMJesus, thank you.
This is highly illogical. There are plenty of other craniums awaiting your suction. And this is a prize ally. And besides, this brain before you, its endorphins are in a joyous flow. It is a wonderful scent. The odor of friendship.
Oh, I can smell his brain! That's really fucking creepy, but cool at the same time. Hey, Lae'zel. She's astrally projected. Ah, okay, so they've projected themselves here. Cool.
The Hell's Walker returns. For 2 months, Orpheus trained me in the ways of the comet. For 2 more, I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. I never imagined we'd be standing toe-to-toe on this day, in this place. Nothing but allies, I always told myself. A necessary partnership. But in spite of every strained word, every barbed glance, seeing you brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
Your efforts double black are well underway then.
We've spilled blood, gained a foothold in the astral, but still we need allies. And one beyond reckoning has made itself known. Zerith Minyaragith. Not a what, but a who. The immortal god king of the Githzerai. An exiled people. Once kin with mine, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into 2. Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance. My blade is keen as ever, but it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am a warrior of the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm.
See, the Gifts Sarai, it's interesting that she's managed to... Well, she's going to go and try and secure an alliance with the Gifts Sarai, because the Gifts Sarai rebelled right at the beginning of when the Gith first became a thing. Obviously, Mother Gith, she rebelled, and then there was a disagreement between her and the current leader of the Gifts Sarai about what should happen to the Gith people. And obviously, Gith, she wanted to pick up the scraps of the Illithid Empire and build the Githyanki Empire. But the Gith Sarai didn't want that. They wanted to be peaceful, and so they fought a war, lost, went and became monks, essentially. So I'm sort of wondering if Orpheus, as head of the new Githyanki Empire, might hold back the Githyanki's sort of conquering ways and sort of reform the Githyanki Empire to be a bit more peaceful, a bit more helpful than what it was under his mother and his sister and obviously all the other Black Giths. So, yeah, interesting. Wonder if this would be something that comes up in Baldur's Gate 4.
I suppose it is, rather. I'm just glad to be here at all. It has taken all of Orpheus's efforts to conjure my protection, and all of mine to convince him to let me come. Worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This... Fey Run. What's the point? I missed you. I wouldn't even deny it with Blackett's Vorpal blade at my neck. Though, I'd rather it not come to that. Now go. Mingle a bit. That's the word, right? Mingle. But don't think you've seen the last of me. I'll be back. Sure as the comet will rise. Sure as Kalir will forever circle the sun.
Hell yeah. So it's good to see that Lae'zel is getting on with that. Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Criminals conciliate, guild uses rebuilding efforts to expand power. Of course they did. Of course they'd be happy with that. Absolute emergency over, declares Fist. Last Illithid routed from the sewers. I didn't show it, but there is actually... So I fought through the main courtyard, but there is another way you can get through, and that's through the sewers. And down there is like a unique mini-boss, a Death Knight, that you can fight, and some other cool stuff as an option, but I went through the upper route, but yeah. Baldur's Mouth editor resigns, linked to Gortash Razim Unfounded. Black Market, Black Magic, Devil's Fee, Good still unaccounted for. Selûne Outpost, decimated by unknown assailant, now protected by the sword of Selûne, Dame Aelin. Head banker deposed at the counting house. Sharef's Raconteur Raphael reported dead. Okay. Selûne Outpost decimated by unknown assailant, though, that's interesting. But that's giving Dame Aelin something to do. Awesome. Wonder if she's here, actually. Let's talk to Astarion.
Well, look who decided to turn up. I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And look at you. Straight from the hells. Still reeking of brimstone. I take it you've been having fun. Yes, the right person can make just about anything bearable. And it seems like you found exactly the right person.
What about you? How's my favorite bloodsucker?
I've taken a turn as an adventurer and hero.
It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it.
Starion, one of the good guys, who would have thought?
Let's not get carried away, darling. I'm still me. Perhaps more me than I've ever been.
Hey, awesome. Do you ever miss walking in the sun?
I did at first, but then I realized these shadows, this darkness, it's all a part of me. I spent too long defined by what other people did to me, the choices other people made for me. But that's over now. This is who I am, in all my glory, for better and for worse.
Oh man, it's good to see Astarion growing as a person. 200 years of enslavement under Cazador, and he's finally got some freedom. Acceptance looks good on you.
That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's,
See you later.
see you later, darling.
Aww. Look at Olsen having a jig. Yeah.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more. We have all pined for each other's company, I sense. I cannot imagine otherwise after what we shared. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again, Oak Father willing. It is a bond that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
Future's Alsterbright. Who knows what we might yet share together.
You are right, of course. I am accustomed to dwelling on the past, even when it brought me nothing but unhappiness. You changed that, and gave me the most precious of memories. Now the task is to make yet more of them, so that each reunion shall be all the sweeter. And who's to say we need to make such gatherings a rare occasion? My hearth is yours to warm yourself beside always. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
You first told us, I want to hear about the life you've made, the people you've helped.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Wraithwin have been repurposed into new homes. And the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony. Stronger together.
Man. Quite a few young words to care for. 9 wagons of them, wasn't it?
Ah, my greatest purpose and greatest reward. Those children have been through more than fate had any right to cast at them, and yet they go on as resilient as anything in nature. I impart what knowledge I can to them, yet, in truth, they teach me far more. The land we saved is theirs, and they will cherish it.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Daniel and Oliver shall never want for friends again.
Oh, the Bible has because they're doing well. Well, tentacles do anything with science and stuff. They wrap around the front of your head while the beak lashes onto the back of your head, pierces the back of your skull, and sucks your brain out. They're there to clasp your head while your brain gets sucked out.
You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see, my charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
It's 12 at night for you. It's 8 o'clock at night for me right here. This is the old time when I was stream, actually. But I'm doing a bonus stream because I want to finish off this game tonight, so yeah.
I am all ears, though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
All ears.
I am glad you and Karlak have an enduring friendship. It shall serve as a strong lesson for the children, as well as a stirring tale. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to.
I really like his outfit. It looks really, really
To the
nice.
others for now, unless there was anything else. Quite often, they come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods as far as I'm concerned.
That's saying my eye. What of the Grove? You stay in touch?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Korga was beyond saving. But the others have a true mentor now, and I am very glad for them. I spend half my days in Ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy.
This is like why I could never do an evil playthrough.
That impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be.
Because, like, in evil playthroughs, you might end up with the Shadow Curse being still around, because Halsin would be dead, and like, oh, and there's a wheel dancing in the background, and that's adorable.
Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this. Ducks are my favorite,
Aww.
but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
And items like that, I imagine, are probably very, very powerful items for us. Something that we can just look at to constantly remind ourselves of who we are, so we don't lose ourselves to the Mind Flayer. I imagine it'd probably be good for us to really try and get in contact with Mellowham and sort of try and learn some of his magic so that we can learn to try and keep ourselves a little bit more.
Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
Okay. I know there's like a chest somewhere that has like a bunch of letters in it. I don't know where that is. Oh, it's Withers. Well, he's got like a whole lab set up here. I'll come back and talk to him a little bit later. Well, this is the very first campsite, isn't it? It is. Wow. How big is the map in this game? Huge. You got multiple different maps. So you have like the wilderness in the first one. You got like the Shadow Coast Lands in Act 2. You also got like the Mountain Pass, the Underdark, Baldur's Gate. You got a bunch of different maps that are all really big, and it's just a really big game. This character has 127 hours. And I have done pretty much everything. Well, there's still little bits that I haven't done, so yeah, it's a massive game. It's well worth the price, if you do want to grab it at some point. Holy shit! Okay. Official guild letter. To the hero of the realms, we have followed your adventure closely, from the day you fell from that doomed mortal light to the final blow you struck at the Netherbrain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. We're but a humble guild who pride ourselves in telling stories, more like tales to be written of you for many years to come. Inspired, we've been to witness your feats, awesome and terrible, the lives you've saved and sundered, the friendships you've found. Thus we thought to extend a greeting, to thank you for adventuring with such creative determination, such panache, enough to touch the hearts of each of our member. With deepest gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. I have no idea what that is. A letter from Barkus. To whom it may concern, Worth gave me this address and said I could consider writing. Thus, an update. The Iron Hand gnomes are nearly beyond help, but I managed to yoke them into something resembling a coherent force for innovation. We've been hired to assist in the city's reconstruction, and our steam-powered object moderations are helping move building supplies in every part of the city. It's nothing, really. I am well, I trust you are too. We deserve it after all, don't we? Barkus Root. A letter from Art. To an old acquaintance, I write to you from the sunny porch of the Last Light Inn. A light breeze blows now and then, people are milling in and out, builders, visitors, the children of all ages in Halson's care. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Nathaniel, rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes, and as our old songs drift on the wind, even louder, I know I have mere days left. But do not fear it. Not for your help, this land will still be shrouded in darkness, and I'll still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I'm grateful for my last moments. Do visit someday. If you do have time to stop by an old Flamefist's grave, I know I'd love to see you too, Art Cooler. So it says, "Guy be saved," that led us towards Thaniel. Letter from Ravengard. Hero of Baldur's Gate, vanquisher of the Absolute, the city is forever in your debt. But without your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, it would not know renewal. It's not temples and inns and homes I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before it suffered the Absolute's touch. And that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to their home's near destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to the cruelty Gortash disguised as safety and security. And they understand, just as I have come to understand, that trust, compassion, and unity are the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fist will learn to be true servants of the people, and I'll devote myself to bring the gate off the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes and sit at our tables. Yours, Old Ravengard. A letter from Voss. Gishenki script, Tiesu adorns one side of the page, the other is written in the common tongue. Shilak, the Prince of the Comet shines ever bright. Breath by breath, battle by battle, black as death draws nearer. We have taken to the astral plane, slaughter all who must be slaughtered, and spread to the ears truth to every possible ear, willing and unwilling. Many Githyanki have already taken up arms with us as warriors of the Comet, others have remained in their enclaves or travelled to crashes, dedicating themselves to Orpheus as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not all call themselves children of Gith. Zariah's Minar Gith, the Gith Zariah's God King, has requested an audience. There was a time I would have thought such a coalition unspeakable, but Orpheus has spoken. If Laketh is to fall, mayhaps the two skies must again be made one. Vos, Knight of the Comet. I'm not going to try and pronounce half that. Letter from Arabella. Hey you, it's Arabella. Remember me, right? Bowman once said I needed to find balance, where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of every being. Fancy talk. He was right though. After I touched that idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head, and all these weird thoughts and feelings of power spread on its branches, like big black leaves. I had to figure myself out, so I followed the weave, like Bone Man said. I didn't know how I knew what to do. I just did. After you squashed the brain, Beardman showed up. He said the weave led him to me, and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all these leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beardman. Oh, you know how it goes. I imagine that she's talking about Elminster. So imagine she's being taught by Elminster directly, which is very cool. Letter from Araj. My friend, no, my darling, greeting from Menzo Baranzan, where the blood you so kindly traded me is ready to play its part in resurrecting the glorious house Oblidra. From the moment I saw you, I knew you had power, and I knew I could harness it. I knew that it could be mine. So now it's into the abyss of people call the Claw Rift, searching for my lost house in its depths. Will it be dangerous? Oh yes, most dangerous. But don't fear, darling. Your strength will see me through. I will find the ruins of my house, and when I emerge again, be as the matron mother of a house reborn. All thanks to you, all thanks to power in your blood. Till we meet again, my darling, Araj Oblidra, master of the Sanguine Arts. Sebastian. I was so long in a vampire's cellar, I'd almost forgotten how to write, never mind what to write. But what can you say to the person who unlocked your cage and gave you your life back? Or gave you some kind of life, at least. After you killed Cazador and opened these cells, we fled into the Underdark. There were thousands of us, a ravenous wave, mad with freedom and out for blood. And gods did we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in our path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to beasts, but most disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Cazador's house spawn calmed us and took control. They found some old ruins we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We're not free down here, the dark will change us forever, but we aren't the prisoners we once were either, and that's thanks to you. You looked in our cages and saw people, not monsters, and here, down the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you, now and forever, Sebastian. Aww. So yeah, a lot of them died getting down there, but a lot of them got a second chance. And the Underdark is massive. Lots of stuff down there to feed thousands of vampires easily. I'd imagine the Society of Brilliance would also be helping them out as well, because obviously they have, vampires are very strong, and there's very dangerous things down in the Underdark, so having vampires to help take care of some of those more dangerous creatures, to help keep the other denizens of the Underdark safe, would be probably something the Society would probably like. From Floric. Dear friend, I doubted you for so long, perhaps you knew that already. Despite my best attempts, you proved yourself time and again. At Walking's Rest, at Moonrise Towers, and Worm's Rock, and still I doubted. Netherbrain's defeat should have proven your courage, yet I was more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And then one eve from the elf song, I heard it, singing. A ruckus, lewd, tuneless, drunken refrain. I'd never heard anything more terrible or more beautiful. Raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all my doubts melted away and replaced with something more valuable. Hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. With profound admiration, Floric. The Gur. To the spawn Astarion. Greetings from the family of Ulma, hunters of monsters and keepers of peace across Faerun. We know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep a watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust has been admirable. Indeed, it has been an inspiration for our children, who struggle with their own hunger. These last months have been a difficult time for our people. We have protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes' minds, and anesthetics to ease hunger and pain. Restraints built to hold the undead now protect them from themselves. There has been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learned discipline and control, while we learned compassion and patience. There was a time when we would have destroyed any undead creature, our own blood or not, and called it a mercy. When we met you, we saw the redemption was possible. Difficult, yes. Painful, but possible. You saved our children from Cazador, and then saved us. For that, we thank you. We'll watch you still, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Astarion. Letter from Alfira. Hello, friend. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I have the most amazing news. You know how Lacrissa was working insane hours at the Elfsong Tavern? Well, she woke me up one morning, all excited, and told me she had a surprise for me. Took me to a house in Lower City that had a plaque hanging up outside of it. A plaque with your and Leila's names on it. School of Music beneath. I burst into tears. I couldn't believe it. It's the cutest house you've ever seen. The big open space downstairs and a small loft where we can sleep. Word spread before I knew it. Our room packed with training baths from Candledeep to Waterdeep. Lacrissa had to quit the Elfsong to help out. Teaching night and day and fall into bed utterly exhausted every night, and I've never been happier. Do come visit sometime? We'd love to have you. Lots of love, Alfira. Makes me feel even more terrible about Dark Urge if you don't knock Alfira out and you have to end up killing her. Letter from Damon. Hey there, would you mind passing this on to Karlak? Thanks a million. Karlak, if you're reading this, you're alive. Or, one way or another, you found a way. Thank the gods. I think of you often, wondering what's become of you. Write to me, won't you? Please. Yours faithfully, Damon. Letter from Alminster. Galen, the boy. I can only apologise for my absence from Wither's little gathering. As you know, only the most urgent of business would keep me from indulging myself in this excellent taste in sweetmeats, and your esteemed company, of course. Delighted to hear that you came to your senses with regards to that cursed crown. Delighted yet further when I learned that the old malingering presence no longer poses any threat. In that sense, at least, I hope you feel Mishra treated you fairly. I trust you're enjoying your adventures. I have to say, I struggle to picture you outside of Waterdeep, or your library for that matter. Wherever your escapades take you, be sure to keep your larder well provisioned. After all, one never knows when an old friend might drop by. For some cheese, of course. A letter from Nocturne. Dear Shadowheart, I hope you are happy and well. I must keep this short, as I remain surrounded by Shah's followers almost every waking moment in my new enclave. I dearly wish for you to enjoy your night spent with old friends, and I hope you and I shall share such a reunion. I know it must seem strange for me to dwell on such heretical thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of the bravery that you did, and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep safe, hold memories of you as my one ember of light amid an ocean of darkness. Till we find each other again, yours always, Nocturne. Valeria. Salutations! I'm writing to request your help in a mysterious case that has arisen since our little Balian bash half a year ago. Regrettably, I've had to take the credit for dispelling the Bol cult, in your absence, you understand, and am working on routing the remaining Bolas from Althea City. This has made me a target. A false document bringing my name into ill repute been made public. An alleged unpaid bar tab at the Elfsong. Only passing through with a bindle of coin, perhaps you can persuade management of my obvious innocence. Much obliged. Investigator Valeria, Sleuth of Helm. P.S. Any advice getting Bolas blood out of the cloth? My has not been the same since the murder tribunal. Letter from Hope. I dreamed last night. Not that there are any nights here, or any days. I dreamed about you, all of you. You were here with me. I had served bread and jam and oat crackers and cheese and enough tea to quench a desert. You nibbled and sipped and smiled and laughed. And you asked if I was happy. You has asked me that for so long that I don't know if anyone has ever asked at all. Didn't have the words to answer. Instead I led you through my house and showed you all the souls that are here with me. They were Raphael's once, but now they only belong to themselves. The archive is an art gallery, the boudoir is the grand kitchen, and dungeon is a refuge for any wounded soul or creature that finds its way to us. Am I happy? I don't know, but I am Hope, and I persist because of you. Marina. Thought I'd reach out first for once. I finally have my baby, a beautiful boy. I can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. He screams his head off half the night and I've barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor, after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some other hag survivors started printing out our publishing house. Started our own publishing house. We're only printed a few pamphlets so far. I'm halfway through my first book. Me, an author. It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how you kill hags, but you know what they say, write what you know. Every pamphlet we publish, more people show up to our support groups. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate. You have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing isn't just to talk your ear off. It's to say thank you for saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be a terrible mother. I couldn't have been more wrong. Next time we meet, pints are on me. Materina. Letter from Nine Fingers. I'm not much for leaving my city, but it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked to the ball, so I'll thank you for that much. In my place, except a few casks of a fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the obsidian all the commotion. Rebuilding has given rise to many such happy opportunities, worth discussing over a more civilized drink in my guild hall if you find yourself at a loose end. Join the Musk, and to see if you can get the High Harper to sing, you won't be disappointed. Nine Fingers. Letter from Zevlor. I hope my penmanship has improved somewhat in the past month. When I first stumbled into the city, I shook so badly that I could scarcely hold the soup the priest pressed into my hands, let alone write and thank you as you deserve. It was only when the city itself began to shake that I felt my hands grow still. Along with other veterans sheltering at the temple, discards of Alteral's unworthy legions, I watched that monstrosity rise over the city. We felt no fear, only anger, disgust, purpose, and with it, power. I do not know what oath we cling to now, or how long it will last, but we shall use it to ensure that the city will not suffer as Alteral did, whether it wants us to or not. It is more than thanks alone I owe. No words can make amends for what I did to my people, but that is as it should be. More come to the temple every day to aid in the relief efforts, and if I'm permitted to work alongside them, then I'm content. Come see anything you can, Zevlor. Oh, my voice is dying. Harp-stamped letter. My friend, I hope this finds you, wherever you are. I want to thank you and ask a favour. I too made a watcher. The High Harper put me forward to the Harper Council for service to the city. I'm not sure what that means, but I know that if it wasn't for you, I'd be back mucking out my mother's yard. I'm permitted to bring one guest ceremony who will name me Watcher before the council. You've spoken once before. I understand you're probably busy, but I'll be honoured if you do it again. I await your reply whenever you can, but hopefully soon. Harper Geraldus. That's the one who had the, was surrounded by all the doppelgangers, unfortunately. The first protocol. To the who freed me, to Lae'zel, my words come to you on slate, for they are immutable and eternal. You're not just liberators, you are all warriors of the comet. Whatever land you travel, whatever sea you cross, whatever plane you grace. Blackest pawns fall one by one at the hands of my faithful. The city of the dead stands, and the queen sits on her vile throne at the centre. We stand at a precipice. Lae'zel, thanks to you, we are soon to restore an old kinship, and Vlaakith will burn in the fires they're stoked. The protocols are written anew, and to you I dedicate the first. All who gild themselves guests shall live under one sky. Orpheus. Awesome. Should I take all those? I don't know, I should leave them there. Are these all the same? Yeah. Again. I'll be finishing this up shortly, hopefully.
Scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could source these. God, I remember one evening when we had to leave.
Oh, we are not dreaming. It is our old friend. Oh, and it is good to be seen. Oh, after so many days down in the dark, Minsk began to wonder if he was some blind bug who had only dreamed himself to be large and bulksome. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell.
A very cell?
Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover. Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jaheira is occupied with harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no? In ample time indeed. So long as the Bone Mage returns us to our cell by dawn, who would not be late to the bloodshed. But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky?
Fighting off devils, looking for a cure for a heart.
Oh, Boo, you know what it would mean? To find a cure for Karlak's heart? Exactly! Her heart would be cured! Oh, when this day comes, you must come and bunk with Minsk and Boo. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Go, and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. Ah, this pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
The Zentrum are gonna be so confused. I saw a Will dancing. I'll save Karlak for last. There's a Will. What are you wearing, my guy?
There you are, my friend. Breathe deep. Can you smell it?
Fresh air. Oh wow, intelligence +5? I guess because I'm a mind flayer.
You take in every scent the night breeze carries. Sweet honeysuckle, tender violets, and an earthy fragrance you can't quite recognize.
Forest trees draped in moss. Bittersweet, smoky, and that faintest hint of vanilla. A far cry from the rancid Avernus heat that's been clogging my lungs. I swear, the three of us have felled enough Cambions to build a fortress with their horns. Who'd have thought that just one of those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? If those blueprints work, we might be able to fix Karlak, and she might be able to go home to Faerun.
I'm glad you could sway to see your father. He must be so proud of you.
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same.
Oh, what a great guy. Awesome.
He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the Fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered.
Sounds like he's trying to reform the Fist into being something actually worthwhile. Anything without your warlock powers.
I think the splinters I made out of the last bone devil I saw speak for themselves. Not to pat myself too hard on the back, but I'm not such a bad ranger if I do say so myself. Well, that's enough hell talk for the moment. The night's young. You shouldn't go wasting it. Or wasting any of the wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oh, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
Man does love his wine. Somewhere around here should be the Albia Cup as well, but I haven't seen them.
Cool, fresh air.
I expect
By the living gods, I
other reunions to which I was not.
There's Lae'zel. Where's the Albia Cub? Maybe they're out here somewhere? There's Scratch. I don't know what happened to the Albia Cup. They should be here somewhere. But but they're not anywhere, which is concerning.
I fear I am becoming accustomed to the taste of sun-fed plants.
I think the Albia Cup is meant to be here. I think maybe it may have bugged out because they were in the final fight and maybe they died somehow. Hang on, let me just. I know that the Albia Cub. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of sad. He's not here. I guess maybe because he was in that final fight, it may have bugged out, which is kind of sad. Because he's meant to be here, and then you can sort of he'll mention what he's been up to, and then you can sort of tell him to move in with either Karlach or Holson, and yeah, so it's kind of sad that he's not here. I'm not sure what happened to him. I guess let's look for Karlach, wherever she went. There's a Will. There's Karlach.
Oh shit. Oh my god. He wasn't kidding. Where is you mad bastard? You brought us back! Commander Zuna won't know where the fuck we went! Oh man, I can't wait to say hi to everyone. Look at them, the beauts. Rest up, soldier. My tin can will be alright for the night. And you and me will get to sleep with both eyes shut for the first time in 6 months?
Yeah.
Then again, maybe we won't sleep at all.
I don't think we will.
Me too, my love. See you soon.
Oh, so kitty.
She's got a knight in her, I think. Any trouble and I'll toddle back off to hell quick as you please.
That is so good.
Come here, you goon.
Well, this is gonna be weird. Oh god, this is weird. Even though I'm a mind player, still got a thing going. This tentacle's probably really helpful. Oh, this is so adorable. Even though I'm a mind flayer. Aww. I like it that she glows blue when she cools herself down. It's so cool.
Oh, hey. Before you go, I've been thinking about those blueprints we found. Zariel's probably got a load of Cambions guarding that forge. I'm sure she knows I'll want in. She'll do anything to stop me from fixing this thing. I might have an in with one of the guards, though.
Flo!
You may remember my old friend Flo. Not sure she'll help us, but maybe. We might get to come home. Permanently. Maybe even sooner than we think.
That'd be lovely. Okay. So I think it is just Withers, probably. We've done the chest of grateful words, and we've talked to everyone here. Except for Minthara, but Minthara's not real. I only saved her because I could. But then I never talked to her at all because of the bug where she would spoil Act 3.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel? If thou could only see the paths of fate untaken, thy mind would surely break. Be glad of thy chosen path. It is, after all, thine. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much. What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored.
Oh, the Albia Cup is there.
Lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account.
But I couldn't find it in the camp. It just wasn't there.
Wastrel's friends.
Weird.
I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving. To you.
I wonder whether it was like teasing DLC or if he was teasing Baldur's Gate 4 or what there. I'd be able to interpret it as maybe DLC, but I don't know how they do DLC for this game. Hey! I got 3 achievements. Oh, and I got critical hit, complete the game in technician mode. Hey! I got 4 achievements, actually. Awesome. So yeah, it was a very, very fun game, actually. Finally managed to beat it after over 600 hours of Baldur's Gate 3. I finally managed to stream it and get a save where I managed to complete it, and it's been an absolute joy to stream it. Not my most popular series, but it's been fun to do that. We're just gonna skip the credits. Sorry, Larian, but you made a good game, but I need to skip it.
There thou art, the dead 3. Thy face is God's, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou sought to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools. Everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals, I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
So it's like, with this just like End of the Dead 3, like are they done for good now or what? I'm kind of confused by that. We're back to the main screen. So yeah, that is Princess's journey over. 127 hours? Nearly 128 hours. Oh man. So it's not the last of Baldur's Gate 3 on the channel, definitely. I will want to come back to this game because obviously we have Honor Mode, which is permadeath, and also one save, so that'll be very, very interesting. We'll be able to save scum the dice rolls, so that'll be fun. We also have, obviously we could do Dark Urge, it's a different origin, some unique story stuff with that, which is very, very fun. And we have lots of challenge runs we could do as well. There's lots of challenge run stuff we could do on Baldur's Gate. Plus this game is still receiving updates, tons of stuff happening with Baldur's Gate, so there potentially could be a lot more in the future, just as this game changes over time. Because it's in early access for 3 years, and even after release, it's still even after its main release, it's still getting updates. So, yeah, but definitely one of my favorite games of all time. At this point, I absolutely adore this game. It's been really good to get on the channel. So I hope you all enjoy the Baldur's Gate series. Those that did watch it. I know it wasn't one that was watched by a lot of people, but it's not why I stream the stuff. I don't stream it for the viewers. Well, I do stream for the viewers. I like to show people things that I enjoy, and hopefully help them want to check it out and get some enjoyment out of it themselves. It's what Baldur showcase and all that stuff was to try and get people to check them out. And so, if Baldur's Gate 3 is up on special, or you just happen to have some money laying around, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a really, really fun game. Even the gameplay can be a bit at times. The story is well worth it. Plus the build options and all that is top notch, really good. But yeah, moving on to something else. I'm not too sure what yet. Obviously we need to do a run of Elden Ring and Vanilla at some point. Plus there's some Elden Ring mods I need to check out as well, so maybe some more Elden Ring. I obviously got gifted Divinity 2 Original Sin by Cake Knight, and he wants me to check that out, so I could potentially do that next. I'm not too sure. There's a ton of stuff we can stream. And also the Archruns demo waiting for the next patch, so I can stream the Archruns demo again with the new patch to see if the balancing is better and see if I can actually beat it this time. So yeah, awesome. But that's it for Baldur's Gate. So yeah. Once again, thank you members of the channel. Hector, Cat, Lightgazer, and Ryan. You guys get thanked twice a day. Also, Jadon, Patreon member. Thank you all very much for your support. It does mean a lot to me. And yeah. Once again, thank you very much for watching. And thank you for sticking through these 127 hours, nearly 128, probably 128. 33 parts. And yeah, I think it's late enough at night now that I need to stop and have a big old rest. So, once again, thank you very much for watching. Sub, like, comment, as always, really helps the channel out. And yeah, once again, thank you very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, guys. Have a good one.